Make sure you.
Welcome to the New Normal Podcast. I want to tell everybody thank y'all for tuning in. If you're watching today, we have a great one on the docket for you. Ill sex. Yeah, you can't hear yourself? Check the thing at the bottom. Yeah,
Yeah. No,
there you go.
I can't even headphones either. None of this. No mic.
Your headphones don't work?
No, mine not.
Your headphones don't work?
Yo.
Yeah, I hear it.
Hello.
You hear yours, Brad?
Yeah, I hear it.
I don't
You hear that clap? Shit. Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I should have made sure I had everything up and running, but now we're good. But today we're going to talk about ill sex, the new fountain of youth. If you're watching the video, y'all make sure y'all share the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all like the video and tell everybody about the New Normal Podcast. We have a great, yeah, y'all heard that? We have a great topic for y'all tonight. Exciting topic. Hey, y'all let us know in the comment section what y'all think. Because I know it's a lot of y'all been having sex with your co-workers to keep hope alive at home and different things. So we got a lot of conversations today. So the first video we're going to get into tonight is this video right here. Like I said, make sure y'all like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
What effects can this dry spell have on your body and your mind?
Well, I think when we list, again, all the benefits of sex in that it reduces stress, it improves sleep, it improves your immune system, it allows for you to have a boost in your mood, it regulates the mood as well. It can also have massive positive impacts on your heart health and on your genital health and your pelvic floor strength. And so when you're not engaging with those parts of yourself, you could see a decline and an increase in stress, an increase in sleeplessness, and an increase in issues when it comes to mental health. So there are massive impacts to not having not just sex, but sexual connections that lead to intimate bonds.
Shan, give us some tips for singles who are starting to get back as we're inching our way out of the pandemic. What can we all do out there?
Dr. Vernon, I don't know if you relate to this, but I grew up, I'm a leading edge millennial. So I'm towards the end of the millennial bracket, but I grew up without the phone. So it wasn't until I was like 16, 17, it came into play. So much of my greatest adventures came out of boredom because I wasn't doing anything. I didn't know what to do. So I was like, let's figure out something. Let's go hiking or bike riding. Let's go out there. Like, let's go. And
so we're going to play the next video right now, Chris?
Yeah, running. Yeah. Pod 1.
At our fingertips, we don't allow ourselves to be bored. And without that boredom, the imagination doesn't get an opportunity to grow and thrive. I think that's even within relationships. You know, Netflix and chill used to be this term to describe sex, but for a lot of people who live together, it literally just means like you sit over here, I sit over here. We don't talk, we don't interact, we don't bond. We just binge watch shows one after the other. And the way the algorithm is let up, not only do you watch a show, it starts the next episode right away. So there's no space for boredom. There's no space for the imagination. So I think allowing yourself some time to sit in stillness, to do nothing, to have no stimulation can have a huge positive impact on your intimate life.
Very insightful, Shan. As we know, dating is meant to be fun. The whole process, meeting somebody, being excited, feeling your heart pitter patter, all that stuff, falling in love, it's great.
I completely agree. I do think that the phones can help. I do think dating apps lead, to a lot of connections that couldn't have happened elsewise, but there's got to be a cutoff point, and we've got to know when to say, IRL, which is real life, versus URL. And too many people are just choosing to log on way too often. And I think that the impacts of that are really clear in this.
So if you see the lower third, it says, "Is your coochie dry?" Your cootie pop dry. And the reason we're talking about this is because we've been seeing a big phenomenon where we have a lot of cougars, which is new. Cougar, I guess ideology or dating style is new. Because typically most women would be married and be widowed. They don't typically go out here and date young guys to get their back blown out and be public about it. I still remember Sister Jenkins being quiet about the drama in the church being her back out. But now people are just open. Like you have your what's the lady name? Tracy Ellis Ross. We have what's the other lady that came out? Baby boy mama.
AJ Johnson.
AJ Johnson. We had a lot of women that talking about they like, younger men to come beat their backs out. Now, older men have always dated younger girls. So I don't think that's the thing. I think that women nowadays are trying to stay alive a lot younger. And I think that's why Bernice Burgos looks so good. What y'all think?
I think when it comes to older women being more upfront about dealing with younger men, actually, you had women in the past who have dealt with younger men. One notable relationship is Berry Gordy's sister.
Mm-hmm.
She had a relationship with Marvin Gaye back in the day. A lot of artists, a lot of like female artists, they dealt with like younger guys, but because it wasn't as publicized as you said, an older guy with a younger woman, it kind of seems taboo. But we don't really have a lot of shame around it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So now you see women is like, oh yeah, like I'm 45 and I got me a 25-year-old, and it's like, what? But then when you flip it, oh, you got this 45-year-old man with this 25-year-old girl, like that's a baby. You need to give us by your own age.
Yeah, that's a lot of that going on. Ladies, how y'all feel about that? Yeah, would y'all be, if y'all was single at 65, would you have a young 30-year-old come and knock y'all back out? Come on, what y'all think?
I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, yeah, we could do it if he cool with it.
So you don't see no problem with it?
I'm not against age gap dating though.
Why not?
I think that people can express free will. So hey, that what I mean. They want to get together. Hey, I don't see an issue with it, personally. But would I want to go 30? I probably wouldn't do 30 if I was 60. But yeah, I probably wouldn't do 30 if I was 60. But I probably do like 45. Though, if I want to go a little young. Yeah. It's an op. It's an op behind the camera. But yeah, I probably would go like 45. To me, going to 30, it's just a bit young for me. But I don't really see an issue with it. I know it is always an issue most times when men date younger. But I feel like it depends on who it is, because nobody really is having a whole lot of forums about Bill Belichick and his girlfriend Jordan.
Most people that have issues with men dating younger are mostly gonna be the older women that the men they may want then pick them.
Yeah.
Right. The people that flourish in, let's say, whatever relationship, or they're flourishing in a environment such as the dating pool. You have women that have great experiences. You have women that have poor experiences. The women that's having the fun and the long end of the stick they wouldn't have anything negative to say because their experience don't speak to that.
Yeah.
So it's only the people that are having the unpleasant experiences, which are more so due to unrealistic expectations. You think you should get the same outcome as this chick, but you don't know why he chose her. It may look as just an age gap, but it's a lot more to that.
Facts.
So,
It's
go ahead,
hard.
King.
It's hard for, I don't know. Like I was looking at an older couple the other day, and I don't know why I thought about this. So like, what does being intimate look like at 65? Because I don't know.
Buttermilk.
It depends. You ain't never seen that black lady who be getting ready in the mirror.
Oh yeah,
you talking
with
about
New
her husband?
Orleans.
Oh yeah,
They look like they
are
be lit.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie to you though. You know, people are aging younger now. So, you're like a 65-year-old today is much different than a 65-year-old, 30, 40 years ago.
And maybe
Yeah.
that's okay. Like I was watching, what is that? The older people that's dating. What's the show on Netflix? Dating older or
I
something.
ain't seen that one.
So it's a show where like older people are dating.
Is that where the white lady? She's like an old white lady with a blonde hat with the.
And she talking about she want her husband to be a Georgia fan.
Okay.
So it's a 62-year-old woman, and she looks like 40. Like she works out. She looks really good for her age. And so maybe, I don't know, like when I think about 65, I don't think about like old lady, but it's hard for me to think about like when I get old with my dude, what is the bedroom gonna look like? Like I can't.
Does that scare you?
It don't scare me, but it's like I can't make it out. Like, what does that look like? I know the body naturally slows down. All these things happen. I get it, but what does that look like?
Hopefully, the intimacy will increase.
Be enough. I don't know.
I think the intimacy would have to increase because, well, I don't know, because like God played a funny trick because men sex drive is high young, and women's sex drive gets high older.
Yeah,
Facts.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
So it's like now you got to, I get it, because a woman may not want to wait 30 minutes before they get a pop a pill and his Peter Wacker to get hard, So she wants somebody ready to go, the intimacy going, and she want to have her weight, baby. My pill out of my pocket, my honey pack, my Gatorade. You don't want that. And then like if someone told you that, you knew you had to wait for that, that would kind of turn you off. You know what I'm saying? You had to wait for something outside of your body to get you on. Like part of the intimacy and sex with people is knowing that I get a response out of you. Like I'm a person that you're attracted to, that gets you with, or a woman that when you see me, you want to rip my clothes off and ravish me, and I got your Peter Wacker. Nah, you got to take this blue pill.
I think after so long, you develop sex cycles. You learn your partner. You know when she wanted, and she should know when. He did this today. This was his routine. He a little bit more aggressive on these days.
Right.
So you kind of learn your pattern. You learn,
No, that's real.
I'm saying you learn your patterns because I had a rougher. Today is my rough day.
Yeah.
So I need to take this press out.
Yeah.
So you will get to learn the cycles, and that way you got to finesse taking the blue chew. Like you can't just like, hold on, baby. You got to already be prepped for that because she done had a long day. She had to do whatever. She went over here and dealt with this. So I know I'm gonna rub Bay down tonight. I'm gonna already be ready. I ain't gotta wait. Yeah. I'm already ready.
Yeah.
And let me add to that. You got men who are, starting to go back to the gym. So let's just say, you didn't hit your leg day, your girl like, snap, Bay didn't hit the leg day. Let me go and get ready for
leg day. Leg day do put you in the game.
Oh my God.
Nah, for real.
But I think this doesn't exercise increase that anyway.
Yeah,
blood flow.
Heavy lifting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask y'all, do y'all think having a healthy sex life makes people more youthful?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So y'all think that's kind of why we have the rise of the cougars now?
I mean, cougars have always existed. I think more women are just embracing it.
See, I don't know. I did that because, like I said, I don't want to be naive too, because maybe I'm finna be naive about what I'm about to say.
Okay.
But I still remember, the widows and them saying they weren't having sex and they would just sit on the porch and you never seen them with a guy. Like I said, I could be naive and I kind of want to believe
My
that.
auntie like that.
Huh?
What?
My auntie like my I have an aunt.
Uh-huh.
And her husband died many years ago. And I don't know, how she get down, but she has not dated. She ain't
I got an
been
auntie the same as that way.
How old is she though? That's a big question.
She's gotta be in her 60s or 70s.
Mine is like mid 50s, late 50s, but she's the same way.
But ever since her husband passed, we haven't seen anybody at the house or anything.
But you know what? There's a study that says that when women experience the death of a husband, they suddenly or rarely ever get back into another serious relationship again. But with men, it tends to happen in mere months or years.
Yeah.
Or
So
they'll
that's
get like another,
a lot.
another
On the
mate.
show, dated older. Some of them are widows. Like at least 3 of them are widows on the show, and they talk about like because it's a matchmaker. She's a psychologist, and she's talking them through like how to date. And she a lot of them with the ones that are widows, they have to kind of get over that hurdle of I got to put myself out there again. But yeah, I noticed that they are widowed and are not so quick to jump back into dating and doing that whole thing all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm scared of growing old with my wife for sex because I know how I enjoy sex. It's not on her part. It's just like, what if one day I wake up and she trying to do something and it don't do it. I could now like a million thoughts going through my head. God damn, it's a young nigga waiting around the corner for me.
They call him Jody.
I think that just
just
comes
a
with
baby boy.
that just comes with age and understanding it. Like,
ain't no understanding gonna help my.
If it happened, would you let her get aside? Like if you compromise?
Hell no, you gonna have to cheat on me. I'm not gonna agree to
I
it.
think some people sacrifice though, right? Like my sex drive. Okay, I'm horny, but I ain't gonna throw
I'm
away my love.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Not on some real shit. If I couldn't perform and she been good to me and she never really just been caught like getting cheated, violent in our relationship, I might say, okay, you can do something. Because at this point, I don't just feel like you would go anywhere because you getting dick, but then it could be a nigga out there.
But say you'll be surprised, man. Like there are some couples out here right now, like older couples, like they have like young, side pieces, like the chick may have, like the woman may have a young dude, and the dude may have a little girlfriend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To kind of, keep them, I guess you say youthful.
Yeah.
Can I give up? Because what we're gonna do a full show on this. Controversial opinions or takes. I believe erectile dysfunction is a myth.
Yes.
My granddad said it was a myth too. He said you always gotta get you a younger bitch.
That what Cole Greg got me saying.
You put a guy that's in his 60s or let's say 50s in a room with a young, vibrant 20-something. We already got evidence of this with the Coolidge effect.
Yeah.
Calvin Coolidge did the experiment with his hands. When you put older men in the room with young, it's a balance. This man, he's gonna be naturally turned on because this woman estrogen level is so high and vibrant. It's gonna wake him up versus the woman that he got the sexual plateau with. Her estrogen levels low because she got, she didn't probably ain't got the same shape. She done lost that spark. There's a whole trend on TikTok where women had babies talking about I lost my spark. Yep. You show them out of shape, they're not their best self. They don't have that glow anymore. So I think, like I said, erectile dysfunction or what we're saying where I can't perform, I think it's all maintenance on both ends.
Right.
I need to stay fine for my woman need to stay fine for me. And you get to a point where we didn't invest in so much. Even if we have those carnal desires, it's not worth me going out to get some side shit because I'm extra horny on Thursday. I just have to deal with it.
But erectile is, if I'm not mistaken, erectile dysfunction has to do with hormonal changes, isn't it?
But your hormones don't change based upon your partner.
But also, too, hormones change. I know in women, hormones change from menopause, from pre-menopause, like. It's so many ups and downs with that having a baby, not having a baby. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's why
testosterone increase.
Yeah.
You got this thing called a sexless marriage. You got people that are in sexless marriages, haven't touched each other in years. They won't leave each other. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're cheating on each other. They're just not fulfilling those sexual desires at this point.
So I'm gonna say something, and the fellas, I don't know if women are like this, so I'm gonna speak for the women. I'm gonna speak for the men. We've all been in situations, and maybe not on your girl, but let's say it's somebody you've been smashing about 8 months, right?
Okay.
Still a little fresh or whatnot.
Yeah.
But let's say you go out, you meet another chick, and you start talking to her. You realize that this new chick, Peter whacker way harder than the chick you been smashing. You like, oh, she really got me there. Like the one you been smashing, it's like, I still get there, but that new chick,
it's that new car smell, man.
To the 8 month person?
You said what now?
Is that not what attracted you to the 8 month person?
Yeah, the same thing could be the
So
same.
is it not gonna do the same thing again?
But the thing is, I've had that person though. See that the excitement about, I think men, and I think this the cardinal nature of, is always the chase. The chase is always exciting. After I done had it, I done beat you down. I know that new chick, I ain't had her. So it's kind of like get something flowing, get, you know, the mystery. Like, cause men like mystery. That's why I like a lot of the whole culture is kind of like also like a turnout for men, because it leaves no mystery to a lot of things that we see.
So how do
with
we
women.
combat that as women?
Don't smash them.
How do we-
Just let 'em chase,
You know
chase,
that ain't
chase.
finna happen.
That ain't finna, because y'all gotta get y'all
You know
knees.
that-
So how,
ain't finna
okay,
happen.
so if it don't happen, how do we fix that?
I don't know how you fix something that I think is natural. I just
Are you
think-
saying fixing that or fixing 304 culture?
Talking about
How do I fix the it's not as good as it was the first month?
Oh,
or
she's
the-
saying how you
okay.
do avoid
No.
plateau.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let me clear it up. It's the sex could always be
Be
good,
good, okay.
right? But the feeling may not be, as far as my penis may not be, because the more blood flow, the more sensitive it is, the harder he is, the more I feel, you know what I'm saying? I feel the y'all as men, y'all know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
The harder, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like the harder he is, the more blood flow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The sex just feels different. It feels like I got more fire, more vigor, more strength. Like I just want to do something. Somebody else that I'm kind of like and hit. Don't mean the sex ain't good. It just means my reaction to your body ain't the same. And
You're
I don't
used to
know
it.
I don't know how you combat something I think that just naturally and gradually wears off, you know.
I kind of got I got some suggestions. I think if you look at a lot of long relationships,
Mhm.
when you accomplish something with your partner, that bond gets a little bit more stronger. Therefore, can increase their sexual appetite.
I
And
think
this
I
woman,
can
this woman got in the mud with me. We didn't build
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
We done made 200,000.
Mhm.
We didn't did damn shit. This motherfucker sexy. She way sexier than it. We was struggling. You know, we
Nice.
done built some, you know, another level of comfort. So I think, like I said, don't get into something that's outside of the physical touch.
Yeah.
I
But
think I agree. I think you have to have something there, I guess, to look at. And I think, man, we still base a lot of stuff in logic, especially getting older, because we also talk about how the chicks that we will smash when we was 20 years old ain't the chicks we gonna smash at 40. You're not smashing those same chicks at 40. Like they don't, because you know you run a risk. You done built yourself up. You don't want your name smeared. You don't want a little young teeny bop on the internet sharing your messages like Shannon Sharp. You don't need any of those things. You want somebody that's what they say more demure, put together, somebody that got something to lose as well. So it'll just be hard to do.
Nah, for
I
real.
get
Yeah, so that's the thing with that. So the next video we finna play is this one.
Not going for what everybody else is going for. I'm just not finna do that. All of y'all is dating the same dude. Like, y'all is sharing the same dude. Y'all don't wanna date one-on-one. Y'all wanna date 30 people, everybody on your roster at the same time. I am a wife. I'm not a girlfriend. So they just not for me, because I'm not going along with y'all rules. I ain't sharing my man with the streets. Although I'm on prep. And I would tell everybody to get on prep, because prepare yourself for the streets. Prepare yourself for the streets. Prepare yourself.
Tamar Braxton, Lord have mercy.
So who ought to take this first? Because I'm gonna give my thought. I just really always think it's weird for on the woman aspect. I think women and men, but for a woman to leave her husband to be out here in the streets to take a HIV preventative drug and be worried about what other people are doing when you had a husband and you was put away and you was out the streets. I always think that's weird to see. Which I think.
It's a very interesting phenomenon when you sit back and think on it, man. Like, yeah, like you was a kept woman, you was married, like you was secure, you know. It was something inside of you that felt like I'm missing something, you know, and you decided to, you know, get back in these streets and, you know, just watching certain interviews and like documentaries and stuff like that, like getting back into the dating game as like, you know, for like divorced women, from what I see, it is not like an easy task for them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, they're a piece of meat, you know, they easy, you know, they trying to fulfill things they felt like they were missing in their marriage and stuff like that. And then just for them to find out like, damn, I could have been with my dude the whole time.
Yeah. I think for most relationships, when you leave one, it's kind of like I'm dealing with the same problems that I was dealing with shorter, because when I look at the comment section and it be the wives making video content, and then I look in the comment section and I see the other wives coming and they say, damn, we all live in the same life. Like a lot of girls and so we all live in the same life. So it's kind of weird when I see women that's married thinking that they're going to get something more out of being in the streets, out of dating, out of, you know, riding a cart carousel or the blown pony, to have to take this drug and you're secure. And I'm gonna say this because I know somebody gonna be like, marriage doesn't guarantee everything. Of course it doesn't, but marriage slows people up to where if you're married with somebody, they have to sneak and maneuver and plan and do a whole bunch of stuff to slow them up to actually, so they can't get as much vagina or penis as they would if they were single. So that's another thing about marriage. Marriage does slow up a lot of people so they can't maneuver and move how they want to. What y'all got to say?
Well, I mean, for me, I don't know why Tamar is still publicly dating. She got drugged twice by two different men.
I
I ain't know that.
David, do you see
the white man?
No, that's Jeremy.
Okay.
That's what.
Hold on, we say drug, like drug. Oh, you talking about drug through the
like
mud.
a roofie,
drug
like
through the mud.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking she's talking about drug.
They dragged her out.
Okay, I got you.
I got you. Yeah, David walked her like a dog on that Tamar Braxton show.
I don't watch
Jeremy. He out. Tommy saying he was eating her butt, taking her to games, and doing all kind of stuff.
Eating groceries.
You a freaky ass. If I was Tamar, I wouldn't be dating publicly. I probably wouldn't have nothing to say about dating publicly. Y'all just think, I don't know what Tamar doing. She don't show her man. I'll be like Dolly Parton.
If you're a public figure and you go out, you can't hide though, because the paparazzi always on you.
I'll be like Dolly Parton. Do you know what Dolly Parton is?
Yeah, what she do?
Her man ain't seen.
Well, he just passed away.
She don't go out in public with him.
No,
he don't want to be
so
seen.
many years. Like
I didn't have my ring on. I did buy myself a ring. Have my ring on.
I guess it's kind of like Oprah Stedman. We don't never really see.
You see them on pictures though, dog. You see them on pictures.
But you don't really hear. You don't really hear from Stedman though. Like I
that's the issue. You don't hear from him.
Yeah, you don't hear from him.
Yeah, because I literally just seen what Stedman looked like 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, 2 years. I've never knew her.
I'm telling you, he got interviewed by on the show and everything.
I've literally. It was like it might have been about 2 years ago because they was talking about. Might have been 4 years ago, but they was going to somewhere and she was talking about his shoes. Oprah was talking about his shoes or something like that. How he got big feet and making little jokes or something. They was getting dressed or some shit like that. And I was like,
isn't he an attorney? Like he's.
Oh, I don't know.
He's an attorney.
He got money.
Yeah, he got his own motion going.
As well.
Okay. So like I said, I just don't. I always think it's weird. Do y'all think Tamar was trying to get back in the streets because she wanted to feel youthful again? Do y'all think people have a problem being bored in relationships?
I think she wanted to one-up Vince. Looking at how their relationship ended on the show, I think she wanted to one-up Vince. He was really popular during that time, and she was starting to gain popularity with her music because he came. One of his biggest artists, I think, is Lady Gaga. He was working with. He did really well. It was trending up to do really well in the music industry. And she was starting to push her music and getting some notoriety. She finally got her own tour and set. And I feel like she was bigger than the program.
I think when you look at most women that are of caliber, you look at their divorce and look at their new mate, it's usually a younger, a more vibrant guy. Yeah. You look at Tiana Taylor and Aaron Pierre, younger, vibrant guy. He hot on the scene. When Vivica Fox divorced her husband, 50 Cent, up and coming rapper, hot on the scene. What's the other one name? Remy Ma, Papoose, older, got the younger battle rapper. So is women now, I think, have just adapted to the new market. I can do this, so therefore I will and I am gonna do this. The younger men checking. So
the only pushback I'm gonna give to that is it sustainable? You know what I'm saying? Because I look at a young cat, like he gonna be like, all right, let's use 60 people as example, right? You know, before you'd have been like, man, like boy, 50 Cent got a prime Vivica Fox, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then once he started like getting to know her, he was like, man, she ain't nothing for real, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that whole like thing or that fantasy that he may have had about her previous before getting with her, that junk faded. And then you gotta think too, like as a woman get older for a younger guy, what does she has to offer to him that he can't get with a younger chick? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like a major disadvantage that I see sometimes with an older woman trying to get with a younger guy.
I agree. I agree with that.
I think you got to think, because I can remember when I was in college, like I ain't gonna say proposition, but I was like proposition. It's a grad student, it's a woman, big, thick, crazy. And I'm like, she was just so dominant. Like, I'm like, this motherfucker, like, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? She just very, very dominant. So it's like we're always chasing a feeling because we're fleeting. Every day we get older, we get closer to the grave. So we're always looking to go back in time to a moment that we had a feeling where I was my most sexy. I was that nigga to her. She responded in this way to me. Right. So we're constantly pursuing that. And when you look at how relationships are now, everybody damn near got a partner that's in a 10 to 20 year age difference. Belichick, Dreas, all of these, you see what I'm saying? Everybody you seeing, not saying this is the norm, but it's just a trend. And I think the trend is going to continue to evolve into regular society.
Do you think the trend gonna continue to where the age gap's worse? Because what Bill Belichick 70 and his girlfriend what
24?
Yeah, they have a 50-year age gap.
Yeah,
well,
so,
we already seeing it. How many teachers we saw? How many teachers we saw sexually assault boys last year?
Oh yeah,
and this year. Lord. So it's not traditional, but we're seeing the behavior and the desire.
Yeah.
So it's going to continue to go because I got access and power.
Yeah, that's crazy to see all these teachers. Every other day is a story come out about a teacher sexually assaulting a boy or having trains ran on anybody's boys. That's even that's crazy.
Wild.
I don't
Way to pull shicey, man. You gotta put your pull shicey on.
I just thought about that when I was in high school. There was this rumor that went around that somebody had sex with a teacher, and we didn't ever know if it was true or not. Yeah. But I was like, the fact that goes around, like,
girl.
No, like I actually had that happen at my high school. One of the physical science teachers, he was smashing one of my classmates. I think he was like 27, and I think baby girl was like on like 14, 15 at the time. You know? Yeah.
But this was a guy. It was a guy student.
Okay.
It was alleged. Nobody knows. I don't know. But it went around. That was like a running like rumor.
That was a girl. Oh, go ahead.
Was he like a teacher's aide or anything like that?
No, he was a student there.
No, I'm saying like well, I mean like.
Oh, did he stay after?
Yeah.
Maybe. But I know this woman, and so she was my coach, my teacher. I hope and pray. I don't think so. Her kids went to the school, like no. But the fact that we talking about teachers and stuff, I just think it's crazy that was a rumor that went around. And where did it come from? Who started it? Whatever. I mean, I was gonna say teacher name. She was very, beautiful, thick, like everybody.
Well, was she flirty too?
No.
She okay.
No.
Because we had a teacher that
for a long time, so no, she didn't play that.
We had a teacher. We had two teachers in my school when I was thinking about it, and but both of them was very, very flirty.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I coached at JO, and I used to tell them football players, "Hey, don't hug, don't touch, don't do none of that. Yeah. I'm not your friend. I may look like I'm your friend because we close in age. I'm not your friend. Don't touch me. Hey friend, don't hug. None of that. We're not doing none of that.
Yeah.
Cut that right there because I'm not your friend.
One of my high school teachers, it was a man. If you went to Shades Valley, you know who I'm about to say. I'm not gonna say his name. He actually had for years rumors that he was sleeping with multiple girls, right? And this girl I know ended up telling, and because her friend was smashing him, allegedly.
All alleged.
And he lost his job, and everybody hate her even to this day. Like if they see her at our class reunion, they be like, "You got such and such fired because you shared." Because they said he was cool, but that man is weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, you talking about a grown man, right. Having intercourse with an adolescent.
He was not like when we was in high school. He had to be like 40 something. He wasn't a young teacher. He was a weird. But they mad at her even to this day. They bring it up during alumni week. They be like, "Oh yeah, we remember you got such and such."
Ain't that crazy?
That's wild.
Ain't that crazy how people try to let stuff slide depending on how likable a person
somebody is? Yeah.
That's always.
And then I actually went to school with a man that was arrested in the news. He was working at a school, and he was sleeping with multiple girls, and this was a middle school.
You talking about? I think I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
And it's somebody. A birdie told me, because y'all know my ear be to the streets. It was somebody else I went to high school with too, and your name and some paperwork because you was down there with them little girls too at the it was a sport vacation. I ain't gonna say what the sport is, but
Sound like track.
That's
it's
what
not track. It's not track, but they do run.
Track.
It's not track, but they do run.
Yeah,
So yeah, so your name's in the paperwork too, so you need to watch back because they might be calling your name. So allegedly, a little birdie told me.
So just to talk about that's being crazy, but let's get back on topic. I want to say this: it's a lot of sexual deviancy going on.
Facts.
And even since we're talking about the fountain of youth, try to go at your sexual deviancy in a proper manner. Like there are things that we allow that's legal, but when they get to the point when it's illegal, now you need to go seek some help. You know, a lot of stuff was like backdoor, like swinging. Swinging today is still taboo.
Yes.
But they have swinging clubs that they do that in the dark of night. Nobody really just out
They
here
have
with their
conferences.
Yeah.
what?
I know somebody. A week. Shout out to my girl. Is she listening?
She a swinger?
No.
Oh,
She knew the guy that worked at the hotel where they rented out this group of swingers.
In Birmingham?
It's in Atlanta.
Oh Lord.
Oh, I ain't shocked.
AC
That ain't
hell. AC hell.
ass nigga.
Rented out the whole hotel for swingers.
That's what.
The whole weekend. They had a menu of services. So you can get if you want a guy, you want a girl, if you want to do this, you want to do that. The whole hotel for like 2 days.
It's a society
And
like that in Birmingham.
I believe it.
They be downtown.
and see, since we talking about PrEP, just think about that. All the bodily fluids, all the people, you know,
I feel, but if you're gonna be, my thing is, if you're gonna do that, I would rather you use PrEP because therefore you
no, but
are
I'm just,
protected.
I get it, but I'm just saying the amount of precaution to achieve this goal.
and
or
if
to
you're gonna
this,
have something big like this, you need to have all. They need to be condoms. It needs to be this. It needs to be like I feel like proper
testing and
things
stuff
put,
and all that.
yes, put in place there.
That's fine and dandy. I get it, but I just said like to have these protocols in place to achieve such a desired feeling or busting nut a certain type of way or with these certain type of people or just, you know, different lifestyles, I think sometimes can get risky and also seem a little addictive for me. If I would say. And so to have to take a pill, to have to, you know, ask people to go get tested every time, to have to use condoms, and we all know most people don't like to use condoms. To worry about if this person got an STD, and then we always see on Facebook somebody get mad now. Oh, they got the herp, you know,
The herp dirt.
They always talking about somebody herpes, AIDS, or if they get real mad, they gonna show somebody dirty draws. So it's just crazy that, like I said, if you're gonna do this stuff, I get it. Some people have sexual proclivity. Some people are more sexually advanced or more horny, but damn, like to me, I be baffled at this stuff. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Swinging, going out there, like even that joke that I just seen. It was on a podcast. Dude talking about he took his wife to a swingers club with his girlfriend. Said it was his idea. She agreed to it. Said they went into the room. He got his off and his girl was cool. He said he thought they was about to go. Then he said his girl was still doing with the girl. Dude come in with a big old Peter whacker. He's like, oh no, babe, it's time to go. Like, and she was like, no, this is what we came for. He said, man, he was hit over with that rock.
Bro. It was an episode. I think it was like the pivot or something like that. And I
What's
think
his name? He's the
light-skinned cat.
Yeah.
And they went to the beach.
Kevin Hart was talking about this, right?
Yeah.
And he was talking about one of his partners who had went to like a swingers like thing, right? Man, he said, boy, some dude was wearing his chick out, boy. You know what I'm saying? And it fractured their relationship. So not only worrying about the exchange of bodily fluids and contracting some type of STI or STD, but how is that going to affect your relationship that now you have exposed your mate to this new world? Now you probably giving her a new appetite that she probably didn't even knew that she had before.
Right. You talking about Crowder?
That's it. Crowder.
Yeah.
It's not him, but it's one of Kevin Hart's like comedy friends.
Well, he said he went on a retreat on a new beach. Yeah.
Yeah, see that the thing is you open the door to let a person that you're dating to know that there's something better out there.
Yeah. It's levels.
You don't want to and I think with men, and this is where I think I think men are naive with this thing right here. I think if you have been out there sexually a lot and you've maybe encountered, let's say you're a dude and you might be bigger than you know, girls tell you might have done things and seen things. So you got something where you can compare. You might think you're a big dog in that department, right?
Right.
It'll be crazy to go to somewhere like swingers events and think these niggas that's, I don't know, 14, 16, 18 inches out there
Oh God.
ain't lurking around the corner to try to kill
I'll be
your
running
bitch.
out the door.
I'm just saying it just don't make sense. You might think you working with somebody. Trust me, it's some niggas at probably in these swingers events waiting for a nigga to come through, naive. Yeah, okay, you finna bring your girl up in here with the sharks. Okay, you think you okay? I just think that's crazy.
But if you, I feel like if you want to be a part of that life, you know that's what comes with it.
Yeah, you know.
See,
and you are insane to think that that's asinine.
I do agree. I do agree, but I do think a lot of dudes are naive.
Don't know what they
you don't saying they don't
know what they
foresee the reaction after the fact that's gonna come with this.
I think two things. I think a lot of dudes really think their girl gonna be in a room where he can get his off. She's like, no, I'm not gonna do you. I do think that's one. I do think they don't think that their girl reaction to this is going to be any different from theirs. So even seeing your chick get hit and she's doing moaning a different way, wetter a different way, clenching a different way, running a different way, I think they don't think about that either. I didn't know you even made them sounds. Like, hello, what? This is going you out like that? Like, I will never get that from you. Like, that'll be another thing. And also, like, you think you the big dog, and then you coming in here. Hey, we the real. We sit here and wait on y'all goofy niggas coming here with y'all girl thinking y'all finna do something.
But I'm gonna say this too though. I remember looking at something about Ozzy Davis and Ruby D. You know, they were long. Well, I ain't gonna say long time, but at one point of their marriage, they were swingers.
Mm-hmm.
But they said that it actually brought them closer. Mm-hmm. It actually brought them closer because I think, as someone who has stepped out in a relationship before, I think like when you experience like different people, I think it kind of like it puts back in your mind like, dang,
why
like,
you with them?
Like what you, what you got with your mate, you know what I'm saying? And I've heard that with other people who have done swinging before. It was like once they got that experience, it was like, it was cool, but it was like, I'd rather have my person.
Yeah. I think, they had a meme going around that was supposed to have been a joke, but they said if you cheat on her and you feel bad, that's the one.
Oh yeah. If you have a guilty conscience.
If you cheat on you feel bad, she the one, And so, like I said, I all these different sexual things, and I just believe in safety. And then once again, I got to preface this statement. Of course, being in a relationship or a marriage does not guarantee that you won't catch anything or have to deal with cheating or people having sex with other people. We get it. But I always think that in a relationship, people do slow up and people have to do a lot of sneaky, underhanded shit, schedule changes and stuff like that to be able to do these things with other people.
I want to throw a suggestion for a movie, and this is going to kind of sum up and give shed some light on what we're talking about. It's a movie called Hall Pass. Y'all ever seen this?
Yes.
With Paul Rudd. It's fun. It's a comedy,
man,
but
that movie is so funny.
It's hilarious. But when you look at the boys getting together and you look at their activities, they're trying to mimic how they were when they were young.
Right.
So the why they all married, they say, hey, you can go out here and get your rocks off, but it's because they got the Hall Pass. They fall flat.
It's not what they thought it was.
It ain't what they thought it was, but they're trying their best to get back into this youthful state by doing this, and they can't hang, sleep apnea, all this type of stuff because they trying to go backwards. And then at the end, they realize that all of them got good women besides one because one of them cheated.
Yeah,
I forgot the name.
She cheated with the young guy.
Yeah, with the young guy.
And see, the crazy part about the baseball player. The crazy part about that was the dudes were trying to relive who they were when the women could really just be who they are at that moment and still get the dick. And I'm gonna say this: as a man, if you decide to go out there and you open your relationship up, you got to have some money to play in that game. Your woman gonna get Peter Walker thrown in her left and right. If you ain't got no game. If you ain't got the money, if you ain't got the clout, that'd be kind of stupid for you to go out there and do and think that she ain't finna have a better time than you.
I want to ask the ladies a controversial question. Would you want your man to be so good that you love him more than he love you? Or would you rather him love you more than you love him?
I would probably rather him love me more.
That's what I usually hear. Yes.
But when you look at your desire, isn't more so you on the pursuit? The stronger feeling is usually got to give you the resistance or the harder time. I don't really think women feel that deep connection for the guys who are overly obsessive of them versus the guy that's hard to get or a certain status that he, a lot come with him.
Have you ever heard of like black cat golden retriever?
I think you mentioned that, but I don't know the concept. Break it down to me.
I will date a black cat or a golden retriever.
Mm-hmm.
I am a black cat. I will never be a golden retriever.
Explain. I'm saying, what's the difference between what's the black cat compared to the golden retriever?
Like, black cats are long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, elusive is a great term.
Okay.
Golden retrievers are friendly. Everybody want it. You know what I mean? They're trying to run around everybody.
Say what you said again.
I will date a black cat or a golden retriever. I will not be a golden retriever.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
But I think that also is an energy thing too.
Yeah.
And my energy has never been golden retriever.
Yeah.
So you don't think you can meet a man that will make you lose all inhibitions and compromise what you pretty much stand on? Like, hey, fuck that. This the one I'm gonna be crazy for him. I'm gonna do this for him.
You can still be crazy as a black cat.
Well, right? I'm saying, but you more crazy about him than he is about you.
I won't ever perform like a golden retriever. Not as a woman. And when you look at women that have, and it's like a whole montage
like
you can
a
watch on
Rashida.
TikTok.
She'll be the golden retriever. I mean,
I don't know if I would say Rashida's a golden retriever. No, she's not. They're both black cats. I think a good example would be controversially put, Sierra.
I knew you was finna say Sierra.
In Future, Sierra was a golden retriever.
Okay.
She wanted everything with that man. Yeah. So much so that she tried to make him want it with her.
I got you.
She is now with a golden retriever.
Yeah, golden retriever.
2 golden retrievers work. If the woman is a golden retriever, she has to be with another golden retriever. If she is with a black cat, she will not be satisfied because she's going to always have to push the relationship at the pace that she wants it to go.
I like that analogy.
So yeah, ladies, do not be a golden retriever, be a black cat.
Yeah, black cat. Oh Lord. So next thing we're finna talk about is this video right here. If y'all watching a video, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the page, the New Number Podcast, on all social media platforms. This is a controversial one right here, so I'm finna play the video.
As a white girl who has dated black guys since the age of 15, I feel like you guys need my perspective on this Shannon Sharpe shit, because everything I'm seeing is like white women are fetishizing black men. Like the Shannon Sharpe stitch, like the girl said something about, I want your black baby, right? I have had black men come to me and say, I want you to have my black baby. Not, I want you to have my baby. That's the acceptable response. No, I want you to have my black baby. And I have had black men ask me to say very derogatory things in bed. Yeah. So part of it is not that white women are fetishizing black men. It's like the opposite. And I feel like this isn't being talked about, and I don't want to get any hate for this, guys, because this is my personal experience, but I've had more black men than not mention race in our relationship as like a kink. I don't know. I don't even know if that's like the right way to describe it. But there are some black men in this world that I think like I don't know if they want to reenact. I don't know if it's like a power trip of like, I don't know, but I just feel like that piece is important to this puzzle.
So what do y'all think? Who do y'all think fetishizes the person more? White women fetishize black men more, or do black men fetishize white women more? And is fetishizing someone a bad thing?
I think both of them fetishize.
You think it's 50-50?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Because, well, one side is very rooted in slavery. Just gonna call it what it is. Well, both sides are, to be honest. Because a white woman is something that a black man could not attain for a very long time. And if he did, or even if he was alleged to attain, something would happen to him. So that whole thing about her saying about like it's a power thing, I can see that. I see that narrative. I finally got control of something that I could never ever have control of. And then I see how white women fetishize black men. They're big, strong, the stereotypes that black men get. It's bigger. He's stronger. He can do this, he can do that. But then I think about like football players. I always think about football players. Most of the time, or athletes in general. Who that be with?
I think they don't highlight the ones that are with black women.
They don't.
I'm being honest.
I agree because I feel it is.
Because I follow a lot of wags.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of women that are with
the whole
black
concept
women.
of why do we gotta put the
interracial ones on
the spotlight?
Right.
Why is
that I'm gonna say this. Typically, they get so much traction because the black women highlighted,
and the players are high performers.
Yeah.
These are not your bench riders that you see every other down. These are your Saquon Barkleys.
Yeah.
These are your Patrick Mahomes.
RG3s.
These are high profile players. So by default, there is gonna be, well, he got a white chick. He got a white chick.
But even when I went to college, the football players all had like girlfriends.
What school you went to?
Maybe.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm finna say. But I just noticed that. Like it was rare to know a football player with a black girlfriend. And if we did, we was like, oh, okay. You got a black girlfriend. Okay. Like it was a guy I dated. He was a football player. I didn't even date him for real. We talked. Okay. Never went anywhere. He told me, he was like, King, I want me a black girl. And you was a black girl. He black now. He from Florida. He's black. I want me a black girl to cook me soul food. And I want you to meet my mama and I can bring her around my family. Turn around, had a baby with I don't know what she is. She ain't black. Mm-hmm. Had like 3 kids. But will still tell me to this day, I should have got with you. Mm-hmm. I need that in my life because you keep it real. I'm just like.
He just said it to smash still.
And I never did. He never did.
Oh. I'm saying to still want to.
And it never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. He will tell me that all the time. I'm like, that's crazy. You say out your mouth and then turn around. That next semester. He's like, man, you didn't pay me no attention. You didn't pay me no attention. No.
So you met a baby?
Yeah, and then came back that next semester had a baby. And I'm like, what?
And I think that'd be a thing too. Like when you talk about like white women, they're kind of groomed to be pleasers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be available, to, be right there when a guy needs them. So it's like, for a guy, especially we talking about like a D1 school or whatever, and you got a lot of these, let's just say black athletes, right? They pretty much been around black women their whole life. So it's like that first taste of like being with a white girl or a non-black woman, it's a totally different experience versus what they've dealt with their whole entire lives. So it's like, snap, like, I ain't know this was out here, So now you got this new taste for a different type of woman. And, they say a lot of times, once some brothers be getting on white girls, that's it.
Yeah.
See, language is primitive, right? This white woman know this black God is the original. Yeah. So all that talking, and you look at Saquon Barkley girl and him, from a genetic or physicality, it's a clear distinction. But if you look at, let's say, like a Travis Kelce and what's her name?
Kayla.
Yeah.
Kayla Cole, big fine, Amazon type. You see what I'm saying? So they're kind of more closer in size. But this white woman she knows no matter what this white man say or no matter what doctrine, she know that this black man is the one. You see these interviews where these women say, I'm team, good morning, my black kings, or I want black men, Puerto Rican, white, and other. It's just a natural order. The black man at the top, and then everybody else fall up under that.
What you think, Ashanti?
Well, honestly, I could have went my whole life without seeing that perspective from her. To be honest.
What she said, I've been dating black men since I was 15?
Yeah.
Why? How?
And I think, like, I'm not a real big stickler for interracial relationships. Like, I feel like, I think a lot of black women focus a lot on people that don't want to date us. but you don't want to date them. Like, why are you trying to change their perspective about women when if they had the perspective that they want to date black women, you wouldn't even choose that person? So I always think that that's odd. I do think that they do fetishize each other in the same ways. But if I had to just look on social media, I feel like just based on scrolling on my phone, black men fetishize white women more because they are like, oh my God, I don't date black girls because
they difficult.
Yeah, these white girls, they doing this all the time, right? And white women from my feed silently date black men. Like they date black men, and you know, from the Bob and you know, from the biracial kids and maybe how they talk and how they dress, but they aren't going out talking about, oh my God, I hate dating white men because X, Y, and Z. So we got to go and date black men. So
yeah. I think like I'll say this. Like with black guys, you know, we'll more likely give black women the first right of refusal. And I think for certain guys, like if they get rejected by so many black women, it's like they put into their head, like, okay, I don't think this is for me. So once they get into that mode of, okay, I'm gonna start dealing with a white woman, now it's a thing of like, oh snap, like this is what I've been missing the whole time. But then it's just like, nah, that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just your vibe. You feel what I'm saying? So, but no, I can see what you're saying with that, you know, and it may be come from personal experiences, or you just ain't met the right black woman that give you that vibe that you're looking for.
This is starting early, like I said. My cousin, which he used to do photography, Tyrell.
Okay.
When I seen his prom, I think he did Hoover prom.
Oh, you seen it now, boy?
I said, bro, all these black boys ain't got no black prom dates. These 11th and 12th graders. So this starting very, very early.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, is it proximity to where it's just,
for sure,
this is what I'm around
too,
versus, or this is just what I like?
Which now going back to the football player, he was raised in Florida, but a white family kind of adopted him.
Okay.
So he went to school on the white side of town. And I was like, okay, so that's why you act like this.
Okay, that makes sense.
But his mama is from the black part of Florida. Because I met her. I FaceTime her. And I was like, oh, this a black woman for real.
Yeah.
But even in his language, though, like he wants to date a black woman that's going to cook him soul food. That is a very performative.
It is.
Way to put that.
And that's why I say, get out my face.
Yeah, and I would not be
We
performing.
need them cornbreads and collard greens.
Well, go get your girl to make them.
Nah, we need you to make them. You want to see you in that sundress in the kitchen with the chicken grease.
With the moo-moo. Hey, with the moo-moo, you know?
Yeah.
I need somebody that I can take home to my mom and we can talk about,
You want somebody that you can culturally identify with, though, at the end of the day.
Facts.
Because I would like certain shows, certain music that this Hispanic or white chick may not. She don't know what the fuck Martin Lawrence talking about. Shanae and you know,
nah, for real.
You don't know about this shit.
It's interesting you say that because like my dance instructor's like black guy, Mexican chick or whatever. And you know, he's around our age and he talks about like listening like certain music like rap, R&B, whatever. And he was like his chick, you know, this is like, you know, rock and metal and stuff. And he'd be like, what she listening to? You know what I'm saying? So so it's definitely been like a culture clash for sure with them as far as like trying to like, you know, get used to each other and, you know, get used to each other's culture. And then like especially like you said, you want to have somebody that you culturally can identify with. And even just like with language, like I don't want to feel like, okay, I have to censor myself around you. You know what I'm saying? Like I think about Dave Chappelle. I'm like, damn, boy, Dave Chappelle with a whole Filipino woman and just be dropping the N-word like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I be wondering, like, like with her being around him so much, like, do she ever get the proclivity to like say that junk like around him, or like just out of nowhere, like because she's been around him for years? It's like you say the N-word, and it's like N-word, like all of like, whoa, like
how often y'all think in interracial couples dating people allow a significant other to say the N-word? Yeah, I think it happens a lot.
When I dated a white guy one time, he alluded to possibly seeing if I was okay with it.
Yeah, no, I've heard that too. My friend did that on a date.
I was like, no.
You know,
I think that they will. I don't think they just gonna outright say it. I think that they're gonna do these little nuggets to see how you respond. Like the thing he said, I was talking about somebody, and he was like, "Oh, he was a broke ass word. I'm not gonna say." And if I would have said, you know, oh, you can say it, he probably would have said it. You know what I mean? But because of my response was like, I didn't entertain it. I was like, Do you say that word sometimes? No, I haven't said that word at all.
Man, lying. Stop lying.
Yeah.
Stop
He just
lying.
said
You know what I mean? So
Man.
he was trying to see where
Uh-huh.
I would have fared if he said the word.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I do think people just drop these little hints.
Yeah, I'm gonna dance around it.
Yeah.
I don't.
And then they gonna
date,
just say it
so-
in a song one day while y'all in the car.
No, go to
Y'all
a
gonna
music,
be
go
rapping.
to a music festival.
See, a music
That'll show you
festival is
everything.
different.
What?
Yeah, music
Oh
festival,
my
that'd be-
God.
That'll show you everything right there.
What?
Yes.
they
But
recite.
I think we're gonna get to a point where nigga everybody gonna start saying it. Like it ain't gonna be.
Oh no,
it
no,
ain't
bro.
gonna be a big deal.
I remember going to Arizona, man, for my cousin's wedding, and like, bro, the Mexicans out there, bro,
They be,
Oh, yeah,
they be quick to say.
California too.
They be quick. They be quick.
they drop it, and I'm sitting there looking at my
That
phone.
happened
Like,
yesterday at Chick-fil-A. I looked. I said it was a tall white guy. It was some black boys, and then he looked Hispanic. I'm pretty sure. I said, did he just say? Does anybody else hear that? No. But they just like talking like whatever. I'm like, that wouldn't fly with me.
But you know they. Oh no, go ahead.
go ahead.
Now, you know they take the ER off and add GA,
Yeah.
and it's a
That
term
don't
of
mean
endearment
That don't mean that
versus a derogatory term.
Yeah.
So you said you said nigga with the hard ER. What the fuck that mean?
right.
It's just dialect. I'm saying nigga, but
It's the same.
you it's how you using it. Like,
Facts.
but you trying to quick spin and say I ain't mean it like that. Nigga, yes you did.
Not you using it again. Yes, you did.
So let me ask y'all: do y'all think that white women date? Because you said black men date white women because it's something they couldn't have. Do you think that white women maybe date black men because they was tired of the slave owners sleeping with the black women, like some get back?
So I think it predates even before chattel slavery. I think you know, if you have history of like Moorish people over in Europe, I think it was going on even then. And I think it probably, you know what I'm saying, transmuted, of course, you know, with, you know, white people being on top, and then, you know, black people being subjugated to, you know what I'm saying, the you know what I'm saying, the white power system or whatever. And yeah, I do think that a part of that is the thing of, you know, you're seeing the master, the overseer, you know, sleeping with the slave women and stuff, and you know, you're seeing your guy, but then you seeing this big old buck, this big bull. You know, it's like, hold up, like he working with something that my dude ain't. And so that curiosity is, you know, conjuring up in their minds, like, shoot, you know, he's sneaking out, so I'm finna, you know what I'm saying, sneak this old buck and see what he working with. You know,
they got slave on it. Go ahead, say it.
I was about to say, yeah, even when you look at like the pictures of like Moorish, they all kind of look like mulatto. When you said it, it made me think of that. Like a lot of the pictures of the Moors. What you gonna say, Chris?
Now I'm saying, you know, you had some female slave owners that had stables of men, but like this, but that butt breaking system wasn't just the male overseers or the male, you know, running it. You had women who, hey, I want y'all to come please me. You see what I'm saying? You was just for my pleasure sexually. It wasn't no picking cotton. It was just for my, you know.
She just had to just sleep with me.
Facts.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a book that kind of like highlights that. I forget the title of it, but it's something about like white, you know, slave owners, you know, and it kind of highlights that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So the last thing, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to all the social media platforms. But this is the one we was talking about earlier. So I'm gonna ask y'all this question: is pegging gay? If it's between a man and a woman, what do you,
yes, bro. Gay. Yes, like, bro, like real talk said, what straight man really
Exactly.
Define straight.
Heterosexual.
Oh, thank you. Heterosexual.
That only,
do we agree?
Yes.
that enjoys intercourse
Okay.
with a woman.
Okay, I understand that.
Okay.
If straight is a heterosexual relationship, including one man and one woman,
Yes.
things that happen in their bedroom cannot be definitively gay.
Now I agree with you a little bit because this is a valid point. However, I think it's more context now because
it's a line, god dog. It's a line.
You can't do to me what I supposed to be doing to you. That's because if a man and a woman get together, it's only one process. I go in you. You don't come in me. You don't penetrate me. I penetrate you. So when you penetrate me, you're now flipping the roles to put me in the female, which it may not make me gay because it's still man and woman, but it removes my manhood by being the one that penetrates you because it's a process. A socket don't go in a plug. A plug go in a socket.
Right, but that is you choosing to feel emasculated, which is a fair feeling to choose
Okay.
to be. Right, but the definition,
I agree with that.
it does not correlate with the act.
She got a point though, and this is the argument, but it still changes the dynamic because you're making me you penetrate me like I am a woman.
Okay.
So
Man.
So let's say if I put on a wig and a dress, you telling me you're gonna perceive and treat me as a masculine man?
If you put on a wig and a dress,
And I still sleep with women. I ain't had nothing with no man, but I got on the dress and wig.
Controversial take. I don't believe people that do not have a sex change have changed genders. So you would just be a man in a wig.
But I'm gonna be homosexual.
That's what you would call yourself?
No, you can still look at me as a heterosexual male.
Are you dating men?
No.
Then you are still a man that's dating a woman.
It is.
Well, wig and hat and a dress.
You know, I'm cross dressing, baby.
Yes, that's exactly what you are. You are a man in a wig and a dress.
Can you what you say?
But cross dressing I don't think that has anything to do with sexuality. Because that it's terms. There are specific terms for specific things.
Right.
Like sex and gender are two different things. Technically, scientifically, it's two different things.
Right.
Sex is what you were assigned at birth. Gender is man-made.
Personality, pretty much.
Correct. Right. So cross-dressing, because you have a lot of men that just like to cross-dress, or women that like to cross-dress. It doesn't mean that they're gay. They just like to cross-dress.
So if a man get paid, it's gay though.
I'm going with what you said. No.
You gonna say no?
Man, I ain't gonna do it though.
Okay,
I'm not gonna do it. That's not my cup of tea.
Dog.
What you gotta say, bro? Brad adamant about this.
Hell no, bro. Nah, that shit gay. Gay. Cause this is what it is, bro. Real talk. I think for dudes who do that jump, bro, I think they feel like, okay, it's still a woman. So because
so they trying to bypass the lady.
Yeah. So because it's not an actual real phallic muscle going inside me. I can't consider myself gay, but it's just the thought of that you would allow a woman to put a strap on and penetrate you like a man would. And you gonna try to sit up here and say that you ain't gay, bro, or you ain't having no gay thoughts? Nah, my boy, you want that real deal, but you don't want to admit that you a homosexual, bro. Nah, dog, you gay, bro.
So hold on. So definitionally,
find it. Thank you.
So I'm gonna go with Ashanti said definitionally, putting a strap on is not a pegging, right?
No, if you put a strap on and pegging, I'm gonna have to look up the definition. Let's look at it. But anytime that I've heard of pegging, it is always something smaller than what would be considered a dildo. It's not 9 inches or 12 inches or something like that.
What is pegging? Pegging, a sexual preference. So this on Wikipedia. I don't know if y'all allow Wikipedia. Pegging is an anal sex act in which a woman penetrates a man's anus with a strap-on dildo. See, I thought that's what pegging was too.
Yeah.
Pegging is another one right here. Pegging is an anal sex act in which a woman penetrates a man's anus with a strap-on dildo. Yeah, pegging. That's what I thought.
Man,
pegging.
bro, can you imagine like
he picking that now? Get the size. What size you got?
No,
what he telling me like,
what did that nigga
I'm gonna
say?
get the large. You got the small. Don't get the extra large.
What did that nigga say? Go get the glow in the dark one.
Yeah. Get the 3X.
Get the glow in the dark.
Can you imagine a chick wearing a strap on something on? You better take this D, bro, to the dude.
Right.
Like, bro, what? No.
She coming there with them little, remember them little kitty baseball bats, them big yellow baseball bats. She coming over that bitch. Yeah, that's the one I want, baby. Yeah. What? Insane.
What the hell?
That's crazy, dog. That's crazy, dog.
So I agree. I think that shit gay. But definitionally, again, it's a man and a woman.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
whatever y'all do in y'all bedroom, just keep it between y'all. I think we need to go back. I think we need to go back to politics. We need to keep that in personal. And I think we need to keep what we do our sexuality personal. And I think we need to keep what we do relationally or with our sexual partners personal and private. Like I don't think we need to be sharing the interwebs with what we do with people, how we do with people. And another thing, I get it, and I guess it's cool, but have y'all noticed, let's go back to the prep shit. Does it seem like we've been having a lot of videos when people come out saying their STD status or how they got herpes or how they got AIDS or how they got herpes, syphilis, and AIDS? Does it seem like some of those kind of are made for like content? Like it's not a real thing. Like have y'all noticed that?
It is sketchy and skitty. Like I think it's shock jock.
What?
I haven't come across that.
These are people that just saying, yeah,
I know that sounds crazy.
I got 5. I got this. I got this.
No,
But that,
I think people are sharing
their
shit going on in their real ass life.
it's some of
Who
them.
was faking that they got AIDS or herpes?
No, it's some of them that are making it look. It's like they're trolling. Because when you look at it, is the camera is sitting up a certain way. It's like it's scripted almost.
Yeah,
but
yes, there are communities of people. I know someone that has contracted an STD that they cannot get rid of.
Yeah.
Right. And that person is going through a dark time. I was scrolling through trying to find channels and images and content for them to consume to see that your life is not going to be dictated because of this. There needs to be somebody with a whole setup sitting up here telling you how your life is going to be better. I don't know if y'all know anybody going through something like this, and it may be sensitive to me right now, but they get in low moments.
Yeah.
Low. I'm talking about contacting me recently that they were wanting to take their life. They need somebody with a camera set up talking about, hey, you gonna go through this, you're gonna be sad, you're gonna be frustrated, you need to get into therapy, you need to get around a community of people in your city that are going through this so that you don't feel isolated, because I don't have what that person has and there are people around that don't. And so when there are people that view this person, they think negative things, that you're going to be this way, and it makes them feel low or like they have to try to hide. It needs to be some professional people sitting up there and talking about what they do. And so I don't take it as a joke.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm what said to my, because what it was this one particular video, they made sure they tied a rapper's name to it. So the dude was like this, such and such, because you know the video I'm talking about, he was in the car and he had the people in the back, and it just like the caption and everything, such and such cousin rapper.
And the reason, I'm gonna say this, the reason I say that, because we even know, like, you interviewed somebody on your podcast that was like, yeah, such and such gave me the herb and all this. We'll come to find out that this person didn't give her the herb.
And it's defamation.
Yeah, it could be, but I'm just saying. It is. I'm not arguing if it is. I'm just saying, like, because it still got to, it still got to go to the legal process with it. They might not even care. I don't know, but I'm just saying. So we've seen things like that where people have come out to try to besmirch people's names or try to even go viral, because even when people say those type of things, that we can't act like people ain't doing things. Even when it comes to STD, we really had a whole challenge where people set themselves on fire. It was a whole channel where people setting themselves on fire. So to think that people getting on social media and say you got an STD, that's not really like far-fetched or not. And then, like I said, the ones we watch the videos, the comments, the shares, the virality of these videos, it's like people do anything.
So basically you're saying like they're making it like a mockery of sorts, right?
Yeah, it seems like they're making a trolling kind of, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, because I think it's a horrible thing, right? Because I agree with Ashanti. I do think there should be people and advocates and people out here telling us, hey, don't do X, Y, and Z. Hey, this is how I landed here. I trusted this person. You could think you could trust this person, these type of people, and they come off as this and come off as that, knowing this. Like you said, I watched a video actually today where a woman talking about her husband in Atlanta gave her, HIV. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, even
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right. So, like I said, I agree. It should be advocates out there, but there are also times where it just seems like this is for clickbait.
Yeah.
And sometimes we all know people. We've all read people to know. Well, you can watch a video and you be like, there's something about this one that just doesn't sit right. The story don't add up. The way that it feels don't add up. Some of them, you be like, okay, I believe this person. So that's all I'm saying. I think we're going to see a rise in that. I think there are a lot of videos out there where people saying they do have ACDs and they be lying.
They have a stat out there with the kids. It's the kids that are getting, I think it was like what, a 20-some% from 14 to what, 23?
So you talk about what?
With
STIs?
HIV specifically. Like
Whoa!
it's a spike.
Hold on. No,
Was it?
I did research with this. Okay, so not research, but I took a class on this. The age bracket that has the higher HIV positive HIV status is like 16 to 20 young adult.
Like 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16, 25, something like that. Yeah.
In that space. So but that it's so many layers to that. It's miseducation. Mm-hmm. It's people not knowing what's going on. Resources. Birmingham actually has, and I'm gonna plug this because I'm a social worker, so I'm gonna plug stuff. One of the best STI HIV clinics in the city right here. I don't know if y'all know that. Yeah. It's multiple. It's like 3.
The hub is one.
Yes, the hub.
The hub.
That's a part of BL, Birmingham AIDS Outreach, and they trying to change the name because saying the term AIDS is antiquated. Because AIDS is a form of HIV, so we need to start saying HIV instead of AIDS. Because a lot of people have HIV, and the people, AIDS. Yes, correct. Mm-hmm. So let's clear that up. That and STDs, because sexually transmitted disease sounds worse than sexually transmitted. Yes, infection. Yes, but that what was I going with that? What I said before?
We were talking about the age bracket because it was recent. It was like it went down to 14.
I believe,
but I can't. I forgot what area it was, but it was just showing the activity where they catching these people in school. They recording it, and that's how it's coming. You know, the parents find out your daughter was over here, my son was, over here with you. Is a gang like the going under the bleachers where it's four boys, is coercion. There's a bunch of different things that's playing into it, but what you're seeing is the age kicking back more and more and more because grandma and them coming down to, grandma playing and auntie playing the same dating games.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy about these ages is a lot of these kids are probably going to get it from somebody that's an adult.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like when you had it, you got to think about a lot of these people are getting open to all of these, and you be like, how did? Because I've seen stories where young girls have said, my first time I got a STD or HIV or whatever, my first time. Then you started to hear her story. It's like, yeah, the dude was like 22, 23. What?
Yeah.
You 14 years old. You shouldn't be talking about it at all. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So you have a lot of these stories where a lot of these people, these young kids, they get these STDs from somebody that's a lot older than them or like a family member or somebody. So like I said, I'm not making light of it, but at the same time, I do think we're going to start seeing a lot more people just come out for the internet. Like I said, if I could go back and pull up the fire challenge and we see all these people set themselves on fire, I don't know why it would be far-fetched to believe that people would make up STD stories.
I guess it's because like advocacy versus like trying to go viral.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm upset. I really hate to know that there's somebody out there that would fake advocacy. That's just absolutely insane to me. It's ruining my mood.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, as a matter of fact, the girl is actually supposed to come on the podcast now. She from Alabama. She was supposed to be like an AIDS advocate. Come to find out she didn't have it. She was supposed to come on the podcast and talk about this.
So she was posing as if she was
and that she had a big following. She was talking to people, telling people how she had got through it, and a lot of people was following her, trying to figure out her story, what she was doing, because her biggest thing was she had it and she was still giving birth. So a lot of people was like, well, when you was giving birth, did your children have it? How did you maneuver that? Right. Did they shed? Because that's a big thing about people that have HIV. They wonder if the child is going to shed the immune system of the HIV.
Right.
So, and a lot of people like, well, you got these kids, what happened? Did they shed? And she's like, none of my kids got HIV, whoop, and all that. And so right in the time when I had asked her to come, she was going to come on the podcast. And when she didn't come, that's when she had like I went on the page. big blowback when people were trying to say, "Oh, she don't have it. She was bullshitting." It's because she had told somebody that she did it to build a following.
Well, I'm glad you
Wow.
didn't highlight her.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
glad her platform isn't highlighted.
If people knew I don't know if people know how serious HIV is and
It's
how
very.
it's
Yeah.
so
The
it
stigma
can get
behind it.
really yeah it's so it affects Black people the most. So I agree that is asinine to me.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
It had to get to the point where we made the show a little heavy at the end, huh?
Yeah,
So-
got to.
So I'm just gonna say this once again. Make sure who y'all having sex with, you trust them. Make sure y'all go get tested. Honestly, I don't know. We should make testing a first date.
Yep.
I don't know if that's a
Great
real
idea.
thing.
I
but-
think that's a good idea. Or it's a date.
Hey, you think so?
I think like people in like bigger cities, they actually be going like what's the thing? What's the little app called?
My chart. But see, people have been faking them.
You can't fake no login.
You can't, but I think people have been like taking pictures like somebody else's and
No.
try to act like you know
Working
people,
too hard.
They doctoring up like they do the pay stubs.
Lord
Sit
knows.
right here and pull that my chart up.
Yeah, no, as a matter of fact, log in on my phone. Log in on my phone real quick. Yeah, hit save on this.
And you know they lying when they say they forgot their email or they locked out their email. They lying.
Reset that password.
Yeah, but like I said, this on the serious note, I know we talk about sex and we always want to promote safe sex. It seems like sex, and I always say it seems like sex is the root of a lot of people's problem and heartache, and from catching STDs to being attached to somebody, soul ties, abortion. You didn't want to have, you really love this person, but it was the good choice, or putting your health at risk because of sex, and now all of these different things, incest, being raped, all of these things are coming from sex. And like I said, sex could be a beautiful thing, but for the most part, sex is I don't want to say a weapon.
It is.
It's a weapon.
It
man.
is
I
for
would say a
sure.
weapon.
Oh
On
yeah,
both
for
ends.
sure. Yeah. Heck yeah.
I don't know. Weapon feels like
Nah, it is, bro. It is. I mean, just like we brought up child slavery.
Yeah.
The Bible was used as a weapon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it was, bro.
But I don't want to, because I feel like sex so natural. And now every time I think about like a weapon, most weapons that are used is typically to like self-defense.
Yeah.
Or to take somebody's life, right?
Yeah.
And typically, even in self-defense, they're gonna take somebody's life. But I think sex is supposed to have a more beautiful background.
I mean,
You
and
understand what
I'm
I'm
with
saying?
you, and I'm with you. But people will sometimes abuse sex for a power trip.
Yeah, I guess so.
Either male or female. So I mean, it just depends on the user.
I guess I agree. But like I said, y'all just make sure y'all careful out there. I'm gonna let everybody. Anybody got anything else?
I was gonna
Go
plug
ahead.
back in about once again resources. We're gonna tell you to save. Let's tell them where to go.
Okay.
BAO, Birmingham AIDS Outreach. And this downtown now.
Mhm.
It's funny because all the places are in the same
It's
vicinity.
outside.
Like Fifth Avenue. It's like right over there. But before you get to
You
Avondale.
ain't talking about the pyramid building.
It's BAO right here, Birmingham AIDS Outreach. Across the street is the 1917 clinic remake. So if you see the big UAB building, they have gender affirming care there. Anybody can walk in. You don't have to be like, it's like clinic. It has clinical aspects to it. Then you have Alabama AIDS Outreach. So they're all Alabama AIDS. Yeah. It's all in the same vicinity. But you can get testing there for free. The health department, I don't know, because these new grants, another conversation another day. Anyways, but I know that these places do free testing, free condoms, all whatever you need, they have it, and they're all in the same vicinity, so you can't miss it. You can't tell me you miss
Don't they also administer PrEP? I think the hub does, right?
Yes. The hub is like a section of, I think, BAO.
Okay.
But there's stuff out there. Birmingham is one of the top. If you have these things in the South, in Alabama, it's one of the top places. People don't know that, but this is a spot. This the best place to be honest. So please use it, y'all. It's free.
You want to give your socials and we're gonna take it out here. We're gonna go around the room.
Yes.
People find you. Whatnot.
My Instagram is purely Ken. That's Ken with 3 N's. Just follow me on there. You can follow everything else there.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Ashanti. Catch me tomorrow from 6 to 8. I'll be down at Denim. Make sure you got your 80s, 90s, or 2000 outfit on. Ladies, always be a black cat.
That's
I
a
really like
catchphrase.
that. I
I
really like
like that
that.
too.
I like
Yeah,
that. I like
Don't
that.
be a golden retriever for another black cat. You're gonna end up looking crazy.
I like
Okay?
that.
And as always, when you raise a barrier of entry, you force the standard to rise.
I thoroughly enjoyed tonight's conversation. This was very insightful and
It's fun.
yeah. But
Sure.
legacy_made. We have the terrific treats 6-year anniversary celebration tomorrow at City Walk, and that's going to be from 12 to 5:30. Make sure you come out and support, shop, buy some things, and get ready to go to the dinner for the 80s and 90s party, which is going to be a blast. If you're in the area, check that out. But it's a lot of other parties. It's a busy day tomorrow and Monday on Cinco de Mayo. But also make sure you follow Legacy Room Vintage as have my suite coming together quite nicely. I'll be ready to open the doors for that for you guys to come and shop and get your essentials. But thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Follow us on all social medias.
You all can follow me at Sir Bradley Ashton, all one word, on Instagram. Sir Bradley Ashton, all one word. And shout out to the New Normal Podcast.
Yes, sir.
It's the New Normal Podcast, and we go.